fighter's perspective. You know, this guy beats me, it's bad for me, and if I beat him, it's great for me. So I choose just not to have a relationship with him. You know, I feel like I respect him a lot. I think he's a very intelligent guy, and I'm scared that if I do get to know him, I might like him, and that will mess up my fighting. You know, so I just try to keep away as much as possible. I'm sure we're gonna have to engage more and more as this show goes on, but yeah, I'm just trying to stay away from him.
Can you give us a couple answers in Spanish?
Yeah, maybe give me a minute and a second. You know what I mean? Give me a minute.
Sure.
Oh yeah, what's your questions?
Can you tell us how do you feel about TUF 20? How do you feel about the girls and all this, what's happening?
Sí, yeah, me siento muy emocionado por este programa porque es el 9 peso por el UFC y los mujeres, los peleadores, o los mejores en el peso. So yeah, soy, you know, estoy muy emocional y excited, you know, and feliz por la oportunidad.
And just last question in Spanish, how do you feel about the fight against Pettis and all this? Isn't it a long
yeah, long layoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, sí, you know, muy, me siento muy emocional por esta pelea también. Anthony Pettis es un peleador muy rápido, muy inteligente y una fuerte challenge por yo. Para mí, pero yo tengo los técnicas, you know, ayúdame a ganar esta pelea, ¿sí? Pero, you know, él descansa más mes de yo, so, you know, es bueno para mí.
Do you see yourself on UFC 180, Mexico?
Yo quiero pelear en México, pero ahorita mi pelea es on schedule por el fin de año o el 9 de año.
Kane or Werdum?
Kane, todo, you know, Kane, sí se puede, bro.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Real briefly for the English fans, can you just summarize a little bit what you just said?
Oh yeah, for the English fans right here.
English-speaking fans.
I'm working on my Spanish right here. You know, I didn't say much. I just told them how, you know, excited I am to coach 115. You know, it's a new weight class, and all these girls are the best in the division. And as well as I said, you know, I'm excited to fight Anthony Pettis, and you know, he brings skill to the table. He brings intelligence to the table, and I'm not really worried about the layoff because he you know, he had a longer layoff than myself.
Guys, final couple questions. Gilbert, what were you looking for when you selected the girls for your team? Were there any criteria that you wanted each girl to have?
Yeah, you know, I wanted a well-rounded fighter, and I think there's a certain group of them that are more well-rounded. I also liked wild cards. You know, I like wild cards. You know, there's some individuals that I see, they've been in the sport, you know, and I just see them, they're very good, but they're just not gonna be there, you know, so you want to take a little bit of gamble on some that have talent. Also, you know, I got a chance, you know, not just to see them try out, but I wanted to sit and talk to them a little bit and see their mentality, what they thought their strengths were, and just get a little bit of their personality and see if we can mesh well together and if they can work with my stand-up coach and all that. So there's a lot I took into play, you know, but you know, I think it's easy to figure out who the top 4 are, you know, and then after that, there's a couple areas in like 7, 8, 9 where it was a little tough to make that decision, you know. Thanks, man.
Kind of, I guess, animosity coming in between you and Anthony at all, or is it just been pretty easy to get along?
No, there's no animosity. I mean, there's no getting along. There's just, you know, really not much engaging. You know what I mean? You know, again, I choose not to have a relationship with him. I think he's a great fighter. I respect him for what he does. A great, intelligent guy. But again, you know, I'm fighting this guy, and it's serious shit. You know, serious business. You know, and I'm here to kill him, and I hate the sound of that, but that's what I got a mentality I need to be successful in my game. And some guys can high five and hug. That's just not how I do it.
I'm already hearing from some of the fighters. I'm hearing from some of the fighters that they're very excited about your coaching team. Can you just briefly tell us who's on your team?
No, I cannot tell you that.
You can't. Okay. Yeah. They mentioned Nick Diaz, but that was from the fighter.
On my coaching team. I thought you asked who was on my team. Yeah, no. On my coaching team is, yeah, you know, I'm trying to bring Nick Diaz out here as much as possible. He's a very busy dude. You know, he's doing his thing, and you know, I wish I could get him here as much as possible, but Nick is a busy man. So if he can step in a little bit here, I'm hoping for it. Nate Diaz is already here. He's a great fighter and he brings a lot to the table. I don't know if he'll be here the whole time. I hope he can be, but he's a busy guy as well. I got Jake Shields here, of course. He's gonna he's gonna be here the whole time. I have my stand-up coach Jongson on, who's been my stand-up since the beginning, and brings a lot of that mentor to the table. He's fought in Thailand, 2-time Lumpini champ. And I brought one of my young fighters with me, Josh Berkovich, who's 4-0 as a pro, and brings fitness and strength training to the table.
Sorry, guys.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.